Okay, so rectangular tile edging. We've worked the first 4 rounds to get to this point. I know I've got a little bit here, but this is just a sample piece, so you can look at the way that we work sort of the feature stitches if you like. So we're going to start, our pattern tells us to start on a short edge, and again I just want to reiterate that you can follow this pattern regardless of what layout you've chosen to make with your blocks. It's, you know, the stitch counts might be different, but as long as they're divisible by 9 it will be totally fine. So, you know, if you have chosen a different layout, obviously ignore the stitch counts and you can work out your own stitch counts, whether they be more or less than that. It's just really get the technique down, and then it doesn't really matter kind of how many stitches are going on between your stitch markers. All right, so we'll crack on then. We're going to be using a 4mm hook, and I'm using Cascade, and again this is just the original colorway, so whatever you choose to use will be lovely, and we just can't wait to see them, because your color schemes that you choose and your own spin that you put on these projects make them just a joy to behold. So looking forward to that over here at Janie Crow Towers. Right, so I'm going to be joining my yarn into the marked stitch, which I've just taken the stitch marker out, of course I have, but it's the center stitch. In this case it's the double treble that we marked, if you recall. So I'm going to put my hook through. Can't do it. Hook through and pull up a loop, and this is not counting as a stitch, it's just adjoining the yarn, so nothing unusual there. I'll go ahead and put 3 double crochet into that stitch, because that is our real true starting point. All right, so 3 double crochet into the same stitch, and then we'll move along by putting 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, we're now going to get a bit interesting here, and this is what is going to create the rectangular effect. We're going to make a nice long stitch all the way down to this aqua round, all the way down here at the bottom. If you haven't used aqua, it's actually, I think, round... Is it round 2 or round 3? It is round 2. So round 2 right down here at the bottom. You'll know it's the one. It's the one that sits on top of the first round of trebles that we did. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a double treble. So that's twice around the hook. It's going to be a very long stitch. And I'm going to come all the way down to the 3rd stitch of the corner group in this what is aqua here. And I will put my hook through the work to the right of that stitch, and then I will come up, the stitch goes over the top of the hook, and the hook comes back out from behind. All right, so let me do that again. I've got my yarn around the hook twice. My hook is going to go into the right of that stitch from front to back, behind the stitch, and then come out again from back to front. And I will create this double treble, and what I'm doing is I'm not pulling any of those loops tight, because I want to give it enough play that it will go all the way up to the top of my work. All right, and when you look, you will see that covers everything we've done so far and creates this nice tall stitch. So we'll work along a bit, because we're going to do that again. Okay, so that's our double treble working around the back post. So I'm going to skip the next stitch. So if you look, you can see that my yarn is coming out of this stitch here. You can see it here, look. All right, I'm going to skip the next one, because that's taken up with what we've just done, and go into the next one along. And I'm going to make 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And what I need to do now is skip 8 stitches down in this row again. So again, this is the row that is sitting on top of the first row of trebles we did. In my case, it is aqua, it is row 2. So whatever you've chosen for row 2, that's where we're aiming. So I've worked around this corner stitch here. I'm going to skip 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And I'll just put my nail next to this stitch. This is the stitch I'm going to focus on now. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing that we did before. So yarn around the hook twice, hook through the work from front to back to the right of that chosen stitch, go behind the stitch and come back up from back to front. Okay, and just complete this double treble casually. That's the word, casually. Don't pull, don't make it too tight because it needs to be nice and long and come all the way up to the top of the work. So you can see what we're doing here. We're creating these lovely oblongs. The demarcation points are these long double trebles, and that, skipping the stitch and off you go. That's all you're going to do for this particular row. So I want to work just so we get to a corner and we know how to work a corner. So let me work along to the corner, and when we get there we'll have a look at how you come around the corner, and then that's all you really need to know for this round. Sorry, this row. No, it is a round. It's a round, isn't it? Is it a round? Is it a round or a right? It's a round. This is all you need to know for this round. So sorry. Okay, I've got to the end and you can see the back post treble is worked again around the 3rd stitch of that 3-stitch group. Okay, I'm going to skip the stitch behind it up here at the top and work into the next 3 stitches. And that's 1, 2 and 3. And that brings me magically to the marked corner stitch. It's almost as if she designed it, isn't it? Almost as if she designed it. So we'll take that stitch out and we put 3 double crochet in there. 1, 2 and 3 to bring us around that corner, and I will turn and we'll go again. So it's 3 double crochet, 1, 2 and 3. I'm so sorry, what I meant to say, it's the 1st stitch, isn't it? It's the 1st stitch around on the 3, the corner 3 there. It's the 1st stitch, not the 3rd stitch, because we've come around the corner and now we're going to use the 3rd stitch. I think you know what I meant there, didn't you? It's sort of the edge of those 3. And that's it. That's how you turn around the corner and off you go again. Gosh, that's clever. All the maths, all the fun. That's brilliant. So that is how you create those rectangle shapes, and it is neat and it is beautiful. So I'll just go a little way further along here so we can sort of see a nice completed corner, and then we'll move on to the next round. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I miss 8 down here. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm coming here where my nail is, and off we go. So, you know, not taxing, but a really incredibly neat and nice. I like this. It's like an Art Deco, I think Art Deco-y, which is completely the wrong period, but I don't care. I like to mix my arts and crafts. So, yep, that'll do us, I think, don't you? Let's have a little look, see what it looks like. Gorgeous. So these lovely uprights elegantly around that corner, and we would carry on all the way down our next edge. Okay, I might do a little bit more and then we'll move on.